A bit more. It says, as well as, it says, for unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith.
Yeah, it didn't profit them because they weren't mixed with faith.
That's right.
See, because when you hear this, you have to have faith, man.
Right.
See, when it kicks in, it's like, oh no, I believe this, man. No, because you know what? A lot of Jakes, what we say, they know this is true, bro. That's
Back
true,
in the
you
head,
know.
yeah?
But you know, they're thinking, when it comes, it comes. Then.
Yeah.
So they're not thinking, you know, they're not thinking, you know what? Fuck it, and you know what? Let me change my life then.
Nope.
Yeah. Let me change what.
Oh, is this?
No.
Go on.
So it's like you get obese guys, right? They'll be obese and they know they shouldn't be doing certain things, but they do it anyway, right? But it's sort of like it is truth. You know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do certain things right, but they're like, you know what? These cookies taste too damn good.
Well, the scripture says men love darkness rather than light, right?
Yeah.
You know, they don't like the light because we got the light. You know, and we're shining that light, man. You know, the scripture says what? No man that hideth a candle under a bushel, man. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. But men love darkness rather than light. You know, that's why they, you know, they revel in what they do, but they really enjoy it, man, because they're wicked. They got demons on them. You know.
Precept. This is Psalms chapter 69, verse 22. Right. Their table become a snare before them, and that should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Let their eyes be darkened, that they see not, and make their loins continue to shake. So that's the wicked of our people, man. The wicked of our people are set up not to see this, man. Okay? They can't see that light, man, which is Yahweh Shai, man. You know? They're still consuming that darkness. They ain't got the eyesight so they can see, man. That's why David said that. Let their eyes be darkened, man. Fuck them, man. If they ain't getting it, if they can't get it, we're moving on, man.
Look, they can't get it, bro. These niggas cannot get it, bro. Man, a prime example is that you've got people in your family, brother, that you've told him, you know, and he ain't hearing it.
Can I say something, bro? If you get a man who's blind and you're describing the whole area to him, you say, look, there's trees like this and that.
Yeah.
As much as you're describing it to him, he ain't ever gonna see it because he's blind unless he gets healed. It's just, you can sit there and give 40-hour breakdowns to the guy.
The scripture says their lips will be of quick understanding, so...
That's right.
Yeah, just click.
Trying to do 40-hour breakdowns to the guy, man. No, he's a scoffer, man. He ain't gonna get it. The light ain't gonna dwell within him, man.
It's not work.
Chosen. Matthew the 25th chapter, the 14th verse.
And you know what? A lot. 2/3 of Jake don't want this place to end anyway. So you know what? The geezer might know it. You got people that know the Lord's name, but still have that spirit. F that. I want Esau to keep rolling. That's how they think.
Faithless.
Yeah, that's why it said mixed with faith. Because when you hear what's happening, you have to have faith, man, to believe this, man. Yeah. And faith is what? Brother, we ain't in the kingdom of heaven. We're stepping on the fucking devil's concrete, man.
Every day.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't in the kingdom of heaven. We're eating shitty ass food. You know what I'm saying? You know, you exercise, you might still have a little pouch you can't get rid of. It takes a while or whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Run don't work.
No, for real, man. Sometimes you might be, you know,
Pop a woman
the bird you're popping, you might not even get excited to pop her sometimes. Yeah. That happens.
Yeah.
So you know what the truth is, we're in hell. So it takes faith to believe this. Because this faith means what? You believing in something that ain't here. We're believing in a kingdom where we're talking about the roads being paved with gold. We're not even in these bodies no more. How we even look, we might even be totally different. The brother that's 5'10" is gonna be 7 foot decked, taller than that. Decked with gold, wham! Strength on top of strength, Shalom, bro, he's elect. The brother that, it don't matter. The brother might be massive now today, the Lord might have him just short and wham in the kingdom. You don't know. Who knows, man? But in his spirit, man.
And we have to believe that.
Not here, but we gotta believe what's beyond this, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it says mixed with faith. Because look, the Bible says about the streets being paved with gold, bro. Yeah. Women being in order. Yeah. Imagine you got a woman, right? And you deal with that woman. She never deals with another man ever in her life. The Lord might have it, well, you're just on another planet. She ain't dealing with no other dude, man. She's thinking about you returning.
Yeah.
How many women think like that here, man?
Yeah.
Even
how many women think, come on, this is beyond.
Yeah.
This is beyond. That's why people say you're crazy. you're just racist and absurd. Yeah, I'm racist and absurd.
What's your question?
Go on, brother.
See that power? What you say, like Superman, like that?
Bro, man,
Get
bro.
eagles. With rise of
bro.
eagles, mount of
What's
eagles
that
wings.
scripture? Zechariah. The
Bro,
house shall be of the Most High. As the angels say, as the powers. And at least of them shall be as David.
That is Superman, bro. And you know what? Let me.
Yeah, I've got that one.
You know what? There's a show. I just wanted to mention. Go on.
Isaiah 40 and 31.
Yo, bro, it's for you.
Isaiah 40 and 31.
Someone hold Psalms 18.
But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with
So what does
wings.
that mean? Renew their strength.
Bro, still.
So that's talking about Israelites, bro.
Still should
Because
be
you know what? You know when you watch them kung fu films, right? And then the geezer just whack one guy just done with one elbow. That guy's done with a shin kick, and
Then he
that's
jumps-
how ancient battles.
Then he jumps over a wall and
That Matrix shit.
backwards over a wall and shit.
That's from the Bible, brother, man. Because you know men fought like that. Brother, you could have hit someone, they would have just been done. Bam, bam, you're fighting 100 men. They fought like that, man. That's not far-fetched. That's in the scriptures, man. The scriptures talk about Saul slaying his thousands and King David his hundreds and thousands, and women worship them and all that.
Oh, bro, that's ancient
That's superpower, brother, man.
Yeah, that's ancient arts. You know, in Kung Fu, they got the masters and they say they control the chi. That's the spirit, man. So King David and them mighty men were fighting in the spirit, man. They're going out. They had a certain level of power, man.
And guess what? In Psalms 18, if somebody has it, King David physically bent a bow still, bro. He jumped, and guess what? The scripture says the least Israelite gonna be like King David.
Least.
Have you got it?
This is Zechariah. The 12 and 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitant of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David.
And that scripture is a direct precept to Isaiah chapter 40, because it says what? He, which is what is feeble.
He that is feeble
Yeah.
among them at that day shall be as David.
Okay, now David in Psalms 18, he gives examples of things he did. Oh, I've got it all.
Psalms 18, 29. For by thee have I run through a troop.
For by thee, by the Lord, right? Come. Go ahead, bro.
It says, for by thee have I have run through a troop,
Yeah.
and by my power have I leaped over a wall.
By the power he had leaped over the wall. Now, he's not talking about some wood fence in a park. You know some hood fence, some metal fence that's broken in some park around the corner. No, them ancient walls were taller than this building, man. You know, and I've personally been to ancient kind of castles and seen how high the walls are, bro. And it was like that in the ancient world, man. Go ahead.
It says, as for Yahweh, his way is perfect, and the word of the Lord Yahweh is tried. He is a bunker to all those that trust in him. For who is Yahweh, save the Lord? For who is a rock, save our power? It is Yahweh that girdeth me with
It's
strength.
the Lord that gird him with strength. What did the scripture say? They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. So what did it say?
It says, it is Yahweh that girdeth me with strength,
Girdeth him with strength. Go ahead.
and maketh my way perfect.
Okay, so what's that saying? Is he saying that Heavenly Father came there and was his personal trainer? He was with him on the treadmill. You know, he was with him squat. No, the Lord just made him sick, bro. Yeah.
Near, like a near.
Right.
No, but look, think about these bodies. No, even on a low level, these bodies are kind of bad.
Yeah.
Because you can heal yourself, you can train. So these bodies are kind of bad, but it's on a low level.
Low level. Low.
And imagine the Lord said that we're going to be transformed. So these bodies, they're fucked up, but on a low level, they still got it's the power in them. But imagine when the Lord just like that, in a twinkling of an eye, you're changed.
I know.
You gotta think like that, bro. Oh, and you gotta think like that. In a twinkling of an eye, you're just you're different, bro. You're just different. You're just, you know, I'm like them, like Prometheus. Remember that angel, man? He just ripped and just destroyed the concrete. Like that's how it's gone, man.
I knew we were going to be on a more of a level of that because Yahweh Shai, he
Come on, man.
did miracles.
He said the things that you did. Yep.
Yeah, he was reading people's minds.
Bro, even on a low level, these bodies.
Jean Grey, you know.
Xavier.
Yeah, man.
Especially, yes,
Mentally, physically, spiritually.
So like, can I say something, brother?
Let's finish the precept. Let's finish
That's
that
Superman shit, bro. You know, look, the suit. Listen, there's that show, Krypton. There's a new show, Krypton show, and you know they show Jakes in there, and you know they show the Jakes going like this in the show, bro. Like the house of Zod is Jakes in the show in the TV series. They all so-called Jakes, like all Jakes, bro, saluting each other like this with capes and all that. Come on, man. The house of Zod. They know that that's Israel. So I'm saying they know the house of Zod. They salute each other like this.
You know, it's sweet when it's in that day thou would be willing. I can't remember that scripture. Is that right, Ron?
On the Jedi power.
They know, man. They know, man. In that in the heavenly realm, that's Esau knows things like that. People know, man. Remember that brother's wife had a dream. She in the spiritual room. She said, the Edomite told her. Yeah, he whispered to her, I'm insignificant up there. And then he forgot after a while. And she said, oh, you're basically, she goes, I'm an Israelite. She goes, I know, he said. But he forgot it after a minute, after he woke up from his coma. Come on, man. So they know what time it is. We're gonna be changed, bro. We ain't gonna be like this forever, bro. We're gonna get power over these people, man. That's not no bullshit ass, we train in a gym strength. Yeah. We're talking power where they can't compete, man.
It says, back in Psalms 18 and 33, he maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon high places.
What does that mean? It means he was swift, agile, and he could hops. You know how people like to talk about, oh yeah, he got hops. Well, King David had real hops, man. He could jump over walls, bro. But
hey, you even had one of King David Sahel.
Yeah.
Swift as a rope. You know? Another one of his mighty men, what was it, Adino? He's man.
No, hold on, you know what? Just finish that and then we can run.
Okay, it says, verse 34, he teacheth my hands to war.
He teacheth my hands to war.
Yep.
It's not saying that the Lord came with sparring pads. No, the Lord just broke, Matrix.
Like what you see today, the Spartans, what you see today, you watch, the guy has to train for ages, he's hitting pads and about to get shot. Nah, man.
He just programmed him, man.
Exactly. He put it in his spirit, he was just, how do you train someone today to fight 100 men?
Yeah.
You can't do it, man.
You can't do that, bro.
One strike. But you see when you watch Shaolin training, Shaolin, when Shaolin they do their fists and their head conditioning, and you see everyone sees that, and everyone says the gooks, they're so bad. But you know what the deeper thing that they do? They get their brain tapped. Because they're trying to get power, bro. They're trying to get beyond the physical of their skeleton. They're trying to get powers in their head.
Yeah, well, that's what the Nazarite vow was about. The Nazarite vow was pretty much where a man would basically make certain sacrifices unto Yahweh and in return for the Lord dealing with you with strength. You know what I mean? And then when you just annulled the vow, when you drank of the wine and the grape, you cut your hair off. Look at Samson, for example. Like, you can't train a man like what you're saying to be like Samson. But Samson, basically, he had that connection with the Heavenly Father, and that he knew that all strength came from the Heavenly Father. Even though he gave in to Delilah, when he was in the temple with those Hamites and he prayed to the Lord, he prayed to the Lord, and the Lord restored his strength back onto him. So he pulled the pillars down and brought the temple down with them in it.
Apostle bring out that video where they have a competition. They have a competition when the guys hold
Mark Felix.
Yeah, they're holding the pillars like that, man. Well, that's based on Samson. He brought the pillars and he actually brought the whole place down.
And he broke the world record.
That's right. And he called upon the Lord before he did it, man. You know? I've got a quick precept. And another thing about Samson is he slew 1,000 men with a jawbone of an ass.
Yeah, fucking a jawbone.
You know? 1,000 men straight like that.
And out of that same bone, he actually, the Heavenly Father created a part in the bone which would flush that water, and he drank out of it. And tell me that's like a carnal thing. Yeah. He drank water out of a bone.
Yeah. Oh.
Out of a dry bone.
We've been talking about our bodies changing. Okay.
Beautiful, man.
Elijah called down fire from heaven, man. On the 50. You know? Imagine that. Bro, you think in the kingdom we're always gonna have to go and sometimes you're just gonna be like cooling down.
Yeah.
That's Malachi, the full chapter. Elijah has come back. Abba Bivens. Yeah, he came back, man. I got a precept. Yeah. This is 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 8. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had. So we're not even talking about David now. We're talking about his men under him, the mighty men. The Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino the Esnite.
Can I make a quick point as well? Just so like you, I know we're talking about the mighty man as well, but you gotta understand that David had a very personal relationship with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The word David itself means beloved. So,
Man after his heart.
The man after the Lord's heart. David itself means beloved. If you look at the patriarchs, like all Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Abraham was described as the Lord's friend. The Lord actually changed Abraham's name on a first-person basis, and he told Abraham, "You shall no longer be called Abraham," which means exalted father. You know, Abraham, or you shall be called Abraham, basically, which means father of many. You know what I mean? Isaac as well. Isaac, in the spirit being Yahushua, had a personal, close relationship with the Lord Jacob. So all of the men of the scriptures that we read about all had direct, very, really and truly one-to-one relationships with the Lord. Now on this level, we're working towards that, but we're a lot closer in the spirit to the Heavenly Father than a lot of people in the world, which is why having this truth in itself is a spiritual vibration of the own. So go on, bro.
Yep. This is 2 Samuel chapter 23 verse 8. These were the names of the mighty men whom David had. The Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino the Esnite. He lifted up his spear against 800, whom he slew at one time.
Yo, spear against 800. You know that kind of strength where you can throw a spear like a sniper bullet. But if you shoot a sniper bullet and it's a strong enough caliber, that shit will rip through fresh. Like, okay, you could kill 3 people with the same bullet if they're standing. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of the strength that he had. Where the Heavenly Father is the only one that can give a man that kind of strength. There's no sort of amount of calisthenics and pull-ups and all of that you can do to get that kind of strength. The Heavenly Father has to bestow that upon you.
And men over time, man, we got weaker and weaker. The nutrients.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because I'm gonna give you an example, right? That 800 men, let's say that he went through them and he slew them all, right? If you tried to go through 2 men, you're gonna get taken out. More than likely. 2 men are gonna you watch American football, rugby, right? Yeah. They go through one guy and they might get, unless you're swift, one guy's grabbed you, that's it, it's over for you. But in war, it won't like that. Even if you go into the medieval period where Jake was fighting with the full get-up, they're wearing the full iron, wearing the chainmail. Them guys were marching for days to get to the war. So imagine you're marching for days to get to the war, you make camp, you might rest for a couple hours, eat a little bit you can, and then you're going off to war. You're sitting there for hours, the rain's coming down, the mud is slippery floor, but it's still just slewing people. Every time someone hits a sword at you, he's putting all his strength into that sword. You might have a shield, you gotta block that. That's that trauma, that's a hit. So imagine how built we was. There's that there's that footballer. I'm gonna give you an example. Men, my granddad, he was. I know because I've heard things. He was stronger than my father. My father's stronger than me. If you look at it, his body, I can't match him. I know he's older now, and I'm in my strength. But even then, there's certain things he can take that I can't take. And if I had a son, it would be the same thing. The world's just getting more and more deteriorating. That's why we need to be renewed. The Lord's going to bring us to that full strength. And can I just say, solid talk,
Even age, innit?
We're going to be in our strength. And you know what? We're going to be made mighty, like the brother was saying, taller and all that. But you see tall men in this society, they might be like 8 foot, 7 foot, but they're feeble. They're walking around with crutches because they're all feeble. We're going to be in our perfection, bro. Like all in perfection. I think I still got it, yeah.
Yeah, because actually you're gonna have a dude that's a titan, but he's on a wheelchair. That's bullshit. Ronnie Coleman, he's one of the best lifters ever, man. But you know what? His legs are done. Now he's getting hip surgeries and disc in his back, and he can barely walk, man. And he's one of the best bodybuilders of all time, man.
Olympian.
That shows you that don't mean nothing here, man. Because here is like he's done that with all supplements and drugs and good eating and all that. But then look, man, he's fucked. He can barely move. How you gonna be a titan? But that's embarrassing.
Yeah. But you've got to be in your strength, man.
And with the Most High, that don't happen. The Most High, once he's programmed you, that's it.
Hey, because the ultimate is the Lord that makes you pull a disc. Or break your leg or whatever.
That's why it says. That's why the brother read it earlier. Don't glory in this, but glory that you know them. You know Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we don't glory in yourself. No, glory in the Lord, man, because it ain't you that brought you to this, first of all. It ain't you that makes you strong. It ain't you that makes you confront people and if you have a fight, don't fight no one. I'm saying if you fight and win against people, that ain't you. That's the Lord, man. That's what niggas in the world think they're indestructible. When you watch rap videos, I've done any geezer, I've done any man. You think the guy's a fucking god on earth. He's just got bare jewels on any man that rolls. You just think the guy, you know what I'm saying? But when you encounter these guys, they're weasels.
Our arse cracked.
You know what I'm saying? They get robbed anywhere. They go, I thought you're a god, mate.
Yeah. Being a mighty man.
Which I'm not bigging that shit up, but what I'm saying is you got to glory in the Lord, man. That's the point, man. Don't glory in yourself. That don't mean you're nothing. We're nothing, you know?
Yeah, if you don't glory in your Yahweh Shemel Shai and you're going down the wrong path, it doesn't matter how mighty you are. Because what? Perfect example is Saul. Bruv, he was the Benjamite, and he was like king of warrior, bruv. You know what I mean? And he was tall of stature and all of that, man.
Hey, one night I went out, brother. One night I went out. We're gonna read it. One night I went out when I first heard the truth, but I was denying it. You know, I heard the truth, but I was denying it. One night I went out and I drank wine. I drink wine, but this time the Lord got me drunk more than, and it was the Lord more than I've ever been drunk, man. And I ended up getting fucked up. I got fucking rushed, bro, by some cats and that. I got beat up, man. That was the spirit, man. And from then I cut people off and I started doing the work, man.
Hey, the Lord, ultimately, scripture say, my sheep hear my voice. And ultimately, if you're supposed to get this, right, and you're going down the wrong path, believe me, the Lord will slap you back into the right path.
That's right.
Yeah, slap you back into the right path. And you go, no, through the spirit. You're like, yeah, that's why that happened.
And now we hope that's to be saved.
That's like chastisement.
I've never been drunk. I've drunk more than that I ever did then. But that time was like compassed with drunkenness. I ended up getting fucked up. You know? So that was the Lord, man. You know, that's the Lord, man. That's the Lord, man.
I got a precept.
I hope that's to be saved, man.
Precept?
Go on, bro.
This is Isaiah 40 and 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, which we went into. They shall mount up with wings as eagles.
So we're gonna renew our strength. So you want us to speak?
I was just gonna say, which means to fly, man. Which literally means fly. Literally means to fly.
When that film Hancock came out, people was nicknamed as the Hancock scripture, quote unquote.
Hey, watch the new Foot Locker advert. Have you seen it?
Nah,
Brothers will be talking about. I haven't seen it.
Saw it, man. The Foot Locker advert. All hell's breaking loose. And then you got Jake's buying Nikes and all that, and then Jake's getting beamed up. And all hell's breaking loose on the earth, bro. You ain't seen it yet?
No. I know. Right.
So Esau knows. You see, Esau knows. He knows what we're saying is true. Because that's in the Bible, man. All hell's breaking loose on the earth. And then Jakes are getting beamed up, man.
It's funny, man.
And people are getting dying, and one guy goes, "Don't you know it's the end of the road?" He said, and you know, he's a white Jake, which we know there's white Jakes in the faith, Israelite foreigners, man. And he said, what did he say? He said something about, oh, it's a new something, and just kept it moving. And all hell, there's zombies and
the trainers represented the knowledge. You know, the trainers represented the knowledge because everyone that had the trainers was calm. Everyone was running around. They was coming out like, what's, you know.
And all the people that were calm were Jakes,
right?
Nikes.
The Nikes because it's victory, but the swish itself represents a wing, right, from the goddess of victory. Nike herself, she's got wings, and that's what it's funny you brought it out when we're talking about mighting up with eagle's wings.
The spirit, you know? That's right. It says.
So that's the Most High, man. Hey, bro.
So check
hey, there's gonna be miraculous things, man. And even another. Go on. You speak.
Hey, well, the Lord manipulated the elements when he walked on the water. Because even if when you look at water is one of them substances where pretty much water can cleanse you. You can drink water to survive, but if you hit water the wrong way, it can split you in half. It can do all kind of manner of fuckery to you. Water can drown you. All people on the earth apart from 8 souls drown from water. So what you gotta understand is the Lord manipulated that and was able to walk upon it. The Lord manipulated the elements of the molecules of his own body and dissipated himself and reappeared.
Wine.
He turned water into wine, can't? You know what I'm saying?
That's molecular. Bro, that's one of the first. He actually changed. We're gonna have the knowledge to do that. He actually changed the atomic structure of one element to another element. Because remember, Yahushua made the elements.
And what you gotta understand as well, there's accounts of the best one.
Oh yeah.
There's even accounts of blind men who the Lord healed. And what you gotta understand is, like, for example, Esau will study like the concept of giving you vision, and then even with that, like, whenever Esau will try and build a prosthetic or some sort of artificial eye, the shit never really works how it's supposed to work, and you're always getting back for a patch-up job because there's always something that goes wrong. But the Heavenly Father actually pretty much, there was a man born blind from his birth, and the disciples said, yo, Lord, was this man born blind because of his sin or his father's sin? And the Lord said, no, it's just so that I can, in this moment in time, heal him to show my power. And the Heavenly Father, to show
You know, you said this man, is that because generation curses?
No, so what it was that they were saying basically was the other disciples in the spirit were asking him, was that did this man sin in a previous lifetime to have this, or was this because of something that within his line had happened? Basically, was his line off, or did he himself sin to cause him to be regenerated, born blind? But that also goes back into they were speaking about reincarnation, which really in the essence,
main thing was for Yahweh trying to heal him. That was his.
That was the main purpose. Because even reincarnation in itself, so like it's a segue. Reincarnation itself, when you break down the word, it's not really like a spooky word. It's reincarnation. When you break it down, there's meaning to reapply, reintroduce back in. It's literally to come back in. And carnation is about the carnal.
Flesh.
Yeah. Because even the like with meat, innit? Yeah. Because even words have meaning. Like for example, your body isn't called a body for no reason. It comes from a Latin word which is bodig, which means house. So literally, all your body is a different house for the spirit. So like what this brother was saying earlier about a man being tall in one lifetime and being shorter in the other, it's possible because all it is just a different spirit. That's why that's what like the point you made about in Malachi 4 about John the Baptist, the spirit of Elijah. When he came on the scene, he didn't even know himself that he was Elijah. He just thought all he knew was I'm John the Baptist and I'm
part of the tabernacle of David coming back or not? Of course.
The elect of the tabernacle of David.
Yeah.
Because if you read, the story of
the scripture about the hunters.
Jeremiah. Jeremiah.
That's what we're reading now. See, right now we're fishing. We're out here. We've got the bait out, which is the word, and we're just fishing. That's what the Lord said to Peter and Andrew. He said, "Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men." And the Lord, if you're gonna make men fishers, you're gonna teach them to fish. That means you're already a great fisher. So Yahushua was the ultimate fisher, but he's also the ultimate hunter. So when he comes back, remember, he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back as
you know certain things. I ain't gonna say it on camera, bro.
But you know what? So do we. But you got to be in the spirit, man. You got to wait for the Lord, man. Because things are gonna happen at this right time, man.
Remember, bro, the Lord said, "Wait ye upon me till I rise to the prey."
Zephaniah.
You've got prey. That means you're a predator. But with that, right? With the hunting thing, the Lord said he ain't gonna meet us. He ain't gonna meet these people as a man. He's coming as a power. So we're gonna wait for the power. If you ever watched any ancient war movies, if you got that kind of warlike mind state, which brothers should have because we're soldiers, you got to remember in them old ancient war movies, when you had the lineup of everyone ready, they had their shields and their spears. You didn't make a move until the king said so. The king will say to the general will say to and then that's in order, and then that's when you move. The king ain't said so yet.
Hey,
when the Lord's gonna give that go ahead.
Hey, remember that have you seen 4?
Which one?
The first one.
Yeah.
You're not worthy.
Hey, he's not. Odin took the power from him. He was on Earth as a
bad story.
He's a good guy, but he's immortal. And he's getting hit, and he tried to pull the hammer. He didn't have the strength and all this. But then when he done something just, Odin gave him back the power in the last minute. That's what we're waiting for. It's like that last minute power, man.
It's a beautiful story,
Lord, just be with us.
And it starts now through the Spirit because he gave him back the armor, which is the word. It says in Ephesians, put on the whole armor of God.
Yeah, Ephesians 6.
The helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit.
Because this is part one of getting the Spirit, man. Because when you might try to break something down that's just so basic to a man. And then you're just there like, how can you not get it? But we know why some people can't get it, because they just weren't meant to get it. And that's just the honest truth. But on what you're saying, look, man, we all want to do certain things. We all hate this world, but we got to wait on the Lord. If we don't, then the Lord gonna hate us.
Yeah.
If we don't wait on the Lord gonna hate, because he doesn't like someone who's out of order.
Disrespect, yeah.
Well, the Lord gave the perfect example when he was on the scene.
God bless all you brothers, man, coming out here. You know what I mean?
Lord willing, yeah.
Used to be that Christian shit, you know what I mean? And used to give them money and still getting the letters out of my house, bro. I moved house as well, you know what I mean?
Every time I can.
Me too, bro. Remember, don't be carnal, man. We wait for the Most High, bro.
It says it's too light.
Don't be carnal, man. Wait for the Most High, man.
We've given, certain men have come up here and they've, heard this and all that, and they started thinking carnally, we need to get them now and all that. But the scriptures say, mark the perfect man. When Yahushua was on the scene, that's the Lord, right? If he wanted, bro, he said, I can call down 12, I can call down legions of angels right now. Yeah. Right now. He said, if this is my kingdom, my servants would fight. The Lord ain't returned yet.
If I can go back.
This is Zephaniah 3:8.
There's more of this story.
Therefore, wait ye upon me, says the Lord,
Yeah, wait upon the Lord. Wait upon the Lord and do the right thing, man. You got to do things in the right order. If I was gonna add, you know, that guy that we was talking about on the train, cursing out the Amalekite. Yeah, obviously the zeal was on him, whatever, what have you. But he went about it the wrong way. Now he's being called an anti-Semite. He's being called this. He's being called that. He involuntarily made himself quote famous. If that was a legit story, that could have been a setup.
That's what